let's talk about something most people completely overlook: the first 60 to 90 minutes after you wake up. Now, it might sound dramatic, but science shows this short window has a massive impact on your entire day. We're talking your energy, your focus, your mood, even how you handle stress, make decisions, and connect with others for the next 12 to 16 hours. Yes, it's that serious. But why? Here's what's happening inside your brain while you're still rubbing the sleep from your eyes. When you wake up, your brain is in a rare and powerful state. It's more absorbent, more neuroplastic, more creative than it will be for the rest of the day. This is your mental sweet spot, and it doesn't last forever. See, during sleep, your brain goes through deep cleaning. It flushes out toxins, consolidates memories, and resets your emotional circuitry. So when you wake up, your mind is basically a fresh canvas. You're not bogged down by the 3 p.m. slump, decision fatigue, or email overload. You're clear. And here's the kicker: your cortisol levels naturally rise in the morning. And no, cortisol isn't the bad guy. It gets a bad rep because it's associated with stress, but in healthy doses. It's actually your get-up-and-go hormone. Cortisol helps you feel alert. It fuels your motivation. It primes your brain to think sharply and respond quickly. But this is a big but: if you don't give that energy some structure, it backfires. Instead of powering your productivity, that cortisol becomes scattered. You pick up your phone, start doom scrolling, check 12 messages, reply to 1 email, forget what you were doing, and suddenly, you're not energized, you're overwhelmed, anxious, disoriented, stuck in reaction mode instead of intention mode. Let's break that down in real life. Ever had a morning where you accidentally overslept, skipped breakfast, scrambled to get ready, maybe snapped at someone, then felt off all day? That's not a coincidence. That's your nervous system being thrown into chaos from the moment you woke up. Your brain never had a chance to warm up. It went from 0 to survival in 60 seconds. But flip the script. Think about the mornings where you took your time. You stretched. You drank water. Maybe journaled. Set a goal. Had a moment of stillness. Or even just listened to music and breathed. You probably felt different. More grounded. Sharper. Calmer. You probably got more done without even rushing. That's the power of using that early window with intention. And it's not just about productivity. It's about how you feel in your skin. Research shows that people who structure their mornings are more likely to feel in control of their day. They report higher levels of confidence, better decision-making, and even improved emotional resilience. That means less snapping at your partner, less spiraling over a tough email, and less dragging your feet through the day.
This is your biological prime time. Your brain is primed for creative thinking, problem-solving, and strategic decision-making. In fact, studies suggest that the morning hours are when your prefrontal cortex, your inner CEO, is at its sharpest. This is when you can best tackle the things that matter before the noise creeps in. So here's the big idea: if you win the first hour, you give yourself a fighting chance to win the rest of the day. If you lose it to chaos, reactivity, and distractions, you're already playing catch up. The good news: you don't need to be a morning person. You don't need to wake up at 5 a.m. And you definitely don't need a 17-step influencer routine with green juice, cryotherapy, and goat yoga. You just need a structure that works for you. One that takes advantage of this natural cognitive peak and protects it. So let's look at how to build a morning that actually serves you. A morning that starts with clarity, not clutter. With calm, not chaos. A morning that gives you power, not panic. Let's break it down step by step. Step 1. Wake up at the same time every day, preferably between 4:30 a.m. and 8:20 a.m. Let's kick things off with a truth bomb. Your success doesn't start when you open your laptop. It starts the moment you open your eyes. And the secret to unlocking your best mornings: consistency. This might sound too simple to be powerful, but don't underestimate the magic of waking up at the same time every single day. Yep, even on weekends. Why? Because your body isn't just floating through time aimlessly, it runs on an internal clock known as your circadian rhythm. This clock regulates nearly everything: your sleep-wake cycle, hormone release, digestion, body temperature, and even your mood. When you wake up and go to sleep at random times every day, it's like throwing a wrench into a finely tuned machine. But when you align your wake-up time with your natural rhythm, things begin to flow. Here's the science: when you wake up consistently, you help regulate to powerhouse hormones. Melatonin, the one that helps you sleep, and Cortisol, the one that helps you wake up. Waking up at the same time every day helps your body predict what it should be doing. It gets better at producing melatonin when it's time to wind down, and it learns to spike your cortisol in the morning in a healthy way so you wake up feeling refreshed and focused, not foggy. Ever notice how it's easier to wake up early after doing it a few days in a row? That's not your imagination, that's circadian alignment at work. On the flip side, if your sleep schedule is all over the place early one day, late the next, your brain is constantly confused. It doesn't know when to release energy-boosting hormones or when to start the recovery process at night. That's why your sleep feels shallow. Your mornings feel heavy, and no amount of caffeine seems to cut it. So, here's what you do. Pick one wake-up time. Just one. Not 2 or 3 options. Not between 6 and 7. Choose one specific time, say 6:30 a.m., and stick with it for 7 days straight. Yes, even on weekends. This one habit alone can drastically improve your focus, mood, and energy. Why between 4:30 and 8:20 a.m.? Because research suggests these hours align best with our natural cortisol rhythm and daylight exposure. Waking up during this window maximizes the benefits of sunlight exposure in the morning, which helps with everything from sleep quality to mood regulation to metabolic health. But don't get hung up on the exact time. What matters most is that it's consistent. Now, let's talk about the elephant in the room.
Pick one wake-up time. Just one. Not 2 or 3 options. Not between 6 and 7. Choose one specific time, say 6:30 a.m., and stick with it for 7 days straight. Yes, even on weekends. This one habit alone can drastically improve your focus, mood, and energy. Why between 4:30 and 8:20 a.m.? Because research suggests these hours align best with our natural cortisol rhythm and daylight exposure. Waking up during this window maximizes the benefits of sunlight exposure in the morning, which helps with everything from sleep quality to mood regulation to metabolic health. But don't get hung up on the exact time. What matters most is that it's consistent. Now, let's talk about the elephant in the room. The snooze button. We've all been there. The alarm goes off, and your first instinct is to tap snooze just 5 more minutes, right? But here's what's really happening when you hit snooze. You're confusing your brain. That initial alarm wakes you up and begins the process of alertness. But when you go back to sleep, you dive into a new sleep cycle your body won't finish. So when the alarm goes off again, you're waking from a broken, fragmented cycle and you feel even groggier than before. That's called sleep inertia, and it can mess with your brain for up to 4 hours. So if you're hitting snooze 3 times before getting out of bed, you're literally starting your day in a haze. You're telling your brain, let's be half awake and half asleep for a while, which is exactly what it delivers: sluggishness, irritability, and low focus. Pro tip: don't fight it, hack it. Put your alarm across the room so you have to physically get up to turn it off. Once you're on your feet, you've already won half the battle. Then immediately do 2 things. Stand tall and stretch. This tells your nervous system, we're awake now. It boosts blood flow and gently energizes your muscles. Drink a glass of water. You've just gone 6 to 8 hours without hydration. Your body is thirsty, and dehydration, even mild, can make you feel fatigued, moody, and foggy. 1 glass of water reboots your system and signals to your body that it's time to start the day. Here's a bonus tip if you're a visual person. Track your wake-up streak with a simple habit tracker. Use your Notes app, a paper calendar, or a habit tracking app. Every morning you wake up on time, mark it off. There's something deeply satisfying about seeing your consistency stack up, and it keeps you accountable. Let's keep it real for a second. Waking up earlier or more consistently isn't always easy, especially if you're a parent, work late shifts, or struggle with insomnia. But even then, having a set wake-up time gives your brain a rhythm to lean on. It creates structure in a chaotic world. It gives you back a sense of control. And that sense of control, it ripples into how you show up in every area of your life.
Because how you wake up determines how you show up. So before you jump into cold plunges or breathwork or journaling or any of that, start here. Master your wake-up time, because everything good builds on that solid foundation.
Step 2. No phone for first 30 minutes. 8:20 to 12 o'clock.
Step 2. Don't grab your phone first thing. Reclaim the first moments of your day. Let's paint a familiar picture. You wake up, eyes barely open. Your arm reaches out automatically like a reflex. You fumble for your phone on the nightstand, and boom, there it is. A flood of notifications. WhatsApp messages from that one group chat that never sleeps. Work emails that feel urgent but probably aren't. Instagram stories, breaking news headlines, random memes. And just like that, your brain is hijacked. Before your feet even hit the ground, your mind is already racing. Stress levels up, focus down, mood shaky at best. This right here is what neuroscientists call digital cortisol flooding. When you expose your brain to stress-triggering stimuli like notifications, social comparison, news, or even work-related pressure immediately after waking up, you're pouring mental chaos into a mind that's still trying to boot up. You see, right after you wake up, your brain is transitioning from theta and delta brain waves, those deep sleep states, to alpha and beta waves, which support alertness and logical thinking. This transition is delicate. It's your brain's golden hour for calm, clarity, creativity, and introspection. But when you grab your phone, you hijack this process. You skip over calm and go straight into cognitive overload. Think about it. You're asking your mind to process dozens of unrelated pieces of information before you've even had a chance to stretch. It's like opening 20 browser tabs on a computer that hasn't finished booting up. Lag, glitch, stress. And here's the kicker. The dopamine spikes you get from scrolling those quick hits of a like, or what's this notification actually condition your brain to crave distraction throughout the rest of the day. That's why it's harder to focus later. Why you check your phone mid-task. Why you feel like your mind is buzzing even when nothing's wrong. So, what should you do instead? Simple. Create a buffer zone, a short, peaceful window of time between waking up and going digital. Even just 10 to 30 minutes of intentional, phone-free time in the morning can radically change your mental state. Here are a few powerful ways to replace that first scroll.
1. Read a physical book. There's something grounding about flipping actual pages. No blue light, no pop-ups, no distractions. Choose something inspiring, educational, or spiritual, whatever centers you. Even 5 pages a day can transform your mindset. Bonus. Reading in the morning boosts focus and reduces cortisol, setting you up for sharper thinking later on. 2. Write in a gratitude or goal journal. You've heard the buzz around gratitude, but this isn't just a feel-good trend. It's backed by neuroscience. Writing down 3 things you're grateful for each morning trains your brain to focus on what's going well instead of scanning for problems. This practice reduces stress, boosts positivity, and builds emotional resilience over time. Want to take it further? Add a short list of your top 3 priorities or goals for the day. It gives you direction and helps filter out noise. 3. Stretch, move, or just breathe. You don't need to break a sweat or do full-on yoga. Simple movements, reaching, rolling your shoulders, shaking out tension, send signals to your nervous system that you're ready to start the day. Pair that with a minute of deep breathing. Inhale for 4 counts, hold for 4, exhale for 6, and you're giving your brain oxygen, calming your system, and anchoring yourself in the now. Here's a relatable truth. We don't check our phones because we need to. We check them because we're used to. That habit, grabbing your phone as a morning pacifier, isn't serving you. It's pulling your energy outward before you've even had a chance to go inward. It's letting the world speak to you before you've even spoken to yourself. And look, you don't have to go full digital detox monk mode. Just start small. Try waiting 10 to 15 minutes before checking your phone. Then stretch it to 30 minutes. Eventually, you'll realize that nothing truly urgent happens in those first few moments. And what you gain, mental clarity, calm, focus, is so much more valuable. This tiny habit shift can change your entire day. Because when you start your morning grounded, instead of scattered, intentional, instead of reactive, you're not just managing your time better. You're managing your energy, attention, and peace. And that's what separates a good day from a great one.
Step 3. Hydrate before anything.
Step 3. Hydrate first. Reboot your body and brain with water. You just went 7 to 8 hours or maybe more without a single sip of water. Think about that for a second. That's nearly a full workday, with zero hydration. No wonder you wake up groggy, stiff, or even slightly irritable. Your body is running on a deficit, and your brain, the control center for everything you're about to do today, is running on fumes. Water might seem basic, but it's your foundational fuel. Before coffee, before breakfast, before anything else, start your day with water. Why water matters so much in the morning? When you're sleeping, your body continues to use water for vital functions, regulating temperature, removing waste, cellular repair, and even digestion. But since you're not actively replenishing it, you naturally wake up dehydrated. And here's what that means in real terms. Your blood becomes thicker, making your heart work harder. Your brain loses efficiency, leading to slower thinking and poor memory recall. Your metabolism slows down, which can affect energy and fat burning. You feel fatigue even if you slept 7 to 8 hours. Sound familiar? That heavy-headed feeling, that stiffness, that sense of being off right after waking up. It's not always sleep-related. It's often hydration-related. The morning water ritual, simple yet powerful. Within 5 minutes of waking, drink 1 to 2 full glasses, about 400 to 600 milliliters of room temp. It's gentler on your system than cold water and easier for your body to absorb quickly first thing in the morning. This habit might seem small, but it's a total game changer for mental clarity. Water rehydrates the brain tissue and helps restore cognitive function. Energy levels. Your cells use water to create ATP, your body's main energy source. Mood regulation. Dehydration is directly linked to irritability and anxiety. Digestion. It helps get your metabolism moving and preps your stomach for breakfast. Want to level it up? Try morning mineral water. Add just to simple ingredients: a squeeze of fresh lemon juice, a tiny pinch of pink Himalayan salt or sea salt. This combo isn't just trendy, it's backed by nutrition science. Lemon adds vitamin C, which supports immunity and aids digestion. Salt in moderation provides essential electrolytes like sodium and magnesium that replenish what your body lost overnight. Together, they help boost your natural energy without caffeine. Support adrenal function, great for stress regulation. Restore mineral balance, especially helpful if you sweat at night. It's like nature's version of a sports drink without the artificial sugar or chemicals.
Step 9. Morning learning.
Step 4. Feed your brain. Turn mornings into a mental gym. Your brain is a powerhouse in the early hours. Right after waking up, especially after you hydrate and ground yourself, your mind enters a unique state of clarity and focus. Think of it like this: it's your brain's version of golden hour. A brief, precious window where everything feels sharper, calmer, and more open. This is your secret advantage, and how you use it determines the tone of your entire day. Why the morning is prime time for learning. During sleep, your brain goes through a cleansing and organizing process. It files away memories, processes emotions, and clears out mental clutter. When you wake up, your cognitive slate is cleaner and your mental bandwidth is higher. What does that mean? You absorb information more efficiently. You retain new knowledge better. Your creativity and problem-solving abilities are enhanced. In short, your brain is most plastic, a term psychologists use to describe the brain's capacity to learn and adapt during these first few hours. That's why many top performers treat their mornings as sacred learning time. How high performers leverage this time, from world-class entrepreneurs to Olympic coaches, there's a common trend. They prioritize feeding their minds before feeding their inboxes. Here's what they're doing and what you can do too. 1. Read 10 pages a day. It doesn't have to be an entire chapter or a dense textbook. Just 10 pages of a non-fiction book, biography, or even a meaningful novel can spark new ideas, shift your perspective, and build a habit of daily learning. Even better, 10 pages a day equals 3,650 pages a year equals over 12 to 18 books annually. Small steps equals massive impact. 2. Watch a short TED Talk or educational video. These 5 to 15-minute videos can inspire, educate, and offer practical insights all while sipping your tea or doing light stretches. Choose topics outside your field for even greater creativity. 3. Listen to an audiobook or podcast on your walk, while making breakfast, while getting dressed. Podcasts are one of the easiest ways to turn dead time into growth time. Choose ones that align with your goals: business, parenting, psychology, productivity, or personal growth. Try podcasts like The Tim Ferriss Show for habits of high performers, On Purpose by Jay Shetty for mindful living, The Daily Stoic for short, punchy mindset shifts. You don't need an hour, just 10 to 15 minutes, let's be real. Life is busy. You might be juggling a family, commuting, or just trying to keep your head above water. That's why this habit works so well. You don't need a big chunk of time. Just 10 to 15 intentional minutes. Even 5 minutes with a book or a short podcast clip can make a difference. It's not about checking off another to-do. It's about deliberately nurturing your brain before the noise of the world kicks in. Think of it as mental nourishment before mental exertion. Knowledge before notifications. Inspiration before obligation. Step 5. The secret weapon. Morning stillness. Let's be honest, mornings are often chaotic. From the moment the alarm goes off, it's easy to fall into a loop of rushing, reacting, and running behind schedule. But here's something high performers, world-class thinkers, and even ancient philosophers knew well. Power doesn't always come from doing more. Sometimes it comes from doing nothing. Yes, nothing. Taking even 5 minutes in the morning to be still is one of the most powerful habits you can adopt. It's simple, free, and yet most people skip it. Why morning stillness is a game changer. When you wake up, your mind is like an empty chalkboard, clean, clear, ready to be written on. But if the first thing you write is noise, anxiety, stress, and social media chatter, that clutter shapes your entire day. Stillness is how you choose what goes on that board in your brain during stillness. Science tells us that mindfulness and meditation, even in small doses, do incredible things for your brain, strengthens the prefrontal cortex. This is the decision-making, planning, and self-control center of your brain. When it's strong, you respond thoughtfully instead of reacting emotionally. Reduces amygdala activity. That's your brain's fear center. A calmer amygdala equals less anxiety and emotional reactivity. Regulates cortisol. Mindfulness helps lower excess cortisol, the stress hormone, so you're more grounded and present. Boosts gray matter. Yes, literally. Studies from Harvard have shown that consistent mindfulness practices increase gray matter in brain regions responsible for memory and empathy. And the best part? You don't need to sit cross-legged for an hour on a mountain top. Even just 5 minutes can start to rewire your brain. How to practice morning stillness. This doesn't need to be fancy. It doesn't even need to be silent. It just needs to be intentional. Here are a few powerful ways to bring stillness into your morning routine. 1. Sit and breathe. Find a quiet spot, sit upright, and close your eyes. Breathe in deeply through your nose for 4 seconds, hold for 4, then exhale for 6 to 8 seconds. Repeat for 5 to 10 rounds. This activates your parasympathetic nervous system, your body's rest and digest mode. 2. Guided meditations. Apps like Headspace, Calm, Insight Timer, or free guided meditations on YouTube. These apps offer everything from 5-minute beginner sessions to sound baths, affirmations, and visualizations. 3. Prayer or spiritual reflection. If you're spiritual or religious, use this time for morning prayers, affirmations, or gratitude. It doesn't matter the form, what matters is the intention behind it. For simply stare out the window. Yes, that's a valid form of mindfulness. Watch the sky. Listen to the birds. Observe how you feel. It's not about doing, it's about being. The stillness effect throughout the day. You might think 5 minutes won't make a difference, but it does. Here's what people who practice morning stillness report. Increased patience with family, co-workers, and customers. better emotional regulation when things go wrong, sharper focus and fewer distractions at work, a deeper sense of calm even during chaos, more mindful decision-making throughout the day. You don't need to clear your mind. You just need to give it space. Stillness creates space for intention in a world that values hustle and output. Stillness feels radical, but that's exactly why it works. It's your mental armor. It's how you stop reacting to life and start responding with purpose. Step 6. Cold showers or a quick cold rinse, 26 minutes and 0 seconds to 30 minutes. And this one might make you cringe, but stay with me. Cold exposure in the morning isn't just a trend. It's biology, performance, and mental training rolled into one. When you hear cold shower, most people immediately think, nope, not doing that. But what if we told you that just 30 seconds of cold water could do all this? The science of cold exposure. Cold showers or a cold rinse trigger a series of incredible benefits backed by research. 1. Boosts alertness instantly. Cold water jolts your nervous system in a good way. Your heart rate increases, breathing deepens, and your body floods with adrenaline and norepinephrine, which sharpen your alertness and improve focus. 2. Triggers a dopamine surge. Dopamine is the feel-good neurotransmitter. A cold shower can boost dopamine levels by up to 250%, giving you a natural high without coffee or sugar. This dopamine effect lasts for hours, helping you start the day feeling confident and motivated. 3. Reduces inflammation. Cold exposure helps reduce muscle soreness and inflammation. It activates brown fat in the body, which helps regulate blood sugar and insulin levels, linked to long-term health benefits. 4. Builds mental resilience. Taking a cold shower isn't fun, but doing hard things on purpose builds grit. That discomfort trains your brain to stay calm under pressure. You're teaching yourself, I can do hard things. That's powerful. How to start without hating it. You don't have to jump into an ice bath or stand under freezing water for 10 minutes. Here's a gentler approach. Option 1. Contrast showers. Start with your normal warm shower. At the end, turn the water to cold for 30 seconds. Breathe deeply. Try not to tense up. Over time, increase to 1 to 2 minutes.
And there you have it, your complete, science-backed morning routine designed to help you take control of your day before it even begins. Remember, it's not about doing everything perfectly. It's about showing up with intention and building momentum one habit at a time. Whether you start with hydration, stillness, or just waking up at the same time every day, consistency is the real game changer. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, and if you're serious about mastering your mindset, your time, and your energy, hit that subscribe button and turn on the bell so you don't miss more practical, faceless content just like this. Drop a comment below and let us know, which part of your morning routine are you committing to this week? Until next time, stay focused, stay intentional, and start strong. Your future self will thank you. Share this video with a friend who could use a better start to their mornings, and let's all win the day together. Thanks for watching, and remember, how you start your morning shapes your entire life. Make it count.